Hey guys, it's Krista. Today I'm going to do my pregnancy recap video from weeks 1 through 14 because I haven't made any pregnancy vlogs yet, and so I thought I'd do one kind of bigger video on just all the symptoms that I've had for the past 14 weeks and talk to you about some of my appointments I've had and just kind of what's going on. So I also have posted a video that explains like how we conceived, kind of, and kind of our TTC journey, which wasn't very long, but if you're curious about how that happened, you can just follow a link somewhere around here and go watch that one too first if you want, or after this one. It probably doesn't make too much of a difference, but so in this video I'm just going to be kind of talking about my symptoms from the last 14 weeks. I just finished my 14th week. So basically weeks 5 through 13 I had really bad morning sickness, and it wasn't just in the morning, it was pretty much in the morning, in the afternoon, and then really late at night, at like 9 or 10 at night, I would get really nauseous again. And I only managed to actually throw up about 3 times. I found some ways to kind of keep it down, and some little tricks that I had to do, like I had to eat crackers before I could even move out of bed in the morning. And then my husband Jared also brought me breakfast pretty much every morning before he left for work, so that I didn't have to go all the way downstairs and get it, because that just did not work. I would end up getting sick on those days too. So that was no fun. It really kind of starts to get you down, like you just feel like you kind of have the stomach flu for 13 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever. So, it was kind of hard, but thankfully, when I hit like my 13 weeks, it really just kind of went away. I think it gradually got better, but it was like after 13 weeks, I felt really good, like 95% good, and, so I'm happy about that, and I can still only eat small meals because, in the very beginning you just don't feel like eating a lot, so I think my stomach must have like shrunk a little bit or something, because I can still only eat really small meals, and which also means I have to eat like every 2 hours at least, otherwise I'm like starving. So, another symptom I've had in the very beginning was just being super hungry. I mean, like, feeling like I was going to die if I did not eat every couple of hours, and that even included at night. Like, when I got in bed, I would have to eat, just a normal dinner at like 7 o'clock, and then I would have to eat again, like a small meal right before bed at like 10. And that would help a little bit with not waking up so often in the middle of the night, but I would still wake up around 2 or 3, and I'd have to eat like at least some crackers or, toast or something, because I just felt like I was gonna die. So that was kind of a weird symptom. I don't know. It just kind of annoys you, because like you have to get up and you have to eat, and it's like it kind of just wakes you wide awake. So thankfully that is also over. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. I had a little bit of fatigue. I'm not gonna say I was like really fatigued, because I get quite a bit of sleep at night. Like, I go to bed around 10 and I don't have to get up till like 8:30. So, I get a fair amount of sleep at night. So I think that kind of helped with like the daytime fatigue that most people get. But, I still love my naps, which I always have. So, just a little bit of fatigue, I would say, in the beginning. And then, as far as like mood changes or anything like that, I don't feel like I really had, like, horrible, you know, mood swings. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I typically don't get, like, I don't really get like that either, like, before, you know, when you're PMSing or anything like that. I just have never really gotten the mood swing part of that, so, I think that pretty much stayed the same. I might be a little bit more sensitive now, but that's about it, I think. Let's see what else. As far as, like, my belly changing, I pretty much started noticing, like, around 8 weeks that, you know, my clothes were getting tight, and my belly was kind of starting to show a little bit, and really by, like, the 12th week, you know, I could tell, like, it was getting bigger. But it kind of seems to me that from the 12th week through the 14th week that it hasn't really grown that much. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting used to it, just gradually growing, but one other symptom that I've had since really early on is pain in my left, like, lower back, and it kind of goes, like, pretty far down, like, probably midway down, you know, through my butt, and I mean, I researched it, and it kind of sounds like sciatica, but I guess I don't know, like, how I could be getting it so early, because there's not that much weight on that nerve yet. So I'm going to ask my doctor about that. Hopefully I remember this time when I go in. So I had an 8-week appointment, and I just went in because I kind of just wanted to confirm, you know, the pregnancy, and I thought maybe they would do an ultrasound for me, which they ended up doing. They did a dating ultrasound to make sure I was 8 weeks, since my periods had been so messed up. There was really, you know, no way to tell from my last period when my due date would be. So they did that, and we got to see little baby and hear the heartbeat, which was 180, 179, I think. So that was really good, and they took my blood, of course, which is no fun, but that all came back great. And then I also had another appointment about, I think it was 10 or 11 weeks, when I went back in, and they were supposed to do, like, a pelvic exam, which I'm seeing a midwife. I don't know if I've said that before or not, but it's a lot less invasive than if you go see an OB. But I was supposed to have a pelvic exam, which is typically what they do, but since I had already seen my midwife back in August for just my annual exam, she said we didn't really need to do anything. So really we just sat there and talked about, you know, just any of my symptoms, and really it was like a 15-minute appointment. I mean, we didn't really do anything. So I have another appointment next week, and I will be 15 weeks. I'll have finished my 15th week. So I don't know what we'll do at this appointment. Probably just the same thing, you know, talk about symptoms, make sure everything's going well. From my 8-week appointment to my 11-week appointment, I lost 2 pounds. And, I mean, that's not really much, but I'm sure it was just from, you know, being nauseous all the time, not wanting to eat and stuff like that. So I will see when I go in next week if I've actually regained that, or if I've gained any extra too. So I think that's everything. So I will show you guys the belly, and then I will see you next week when I update you on my 15th week. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Alright guys, so here is the 14-week belly shot. It's from the side, from the front, and here is the front again and side. So, yeah, that is it. See you guys.